Ugo, come on, it's game time.
All right, game time. I love watching the big game, but you know what I love more?
Bragging about your team's win on the group chat?
Yes, that is very true. But also those little moments of chaos when the excitement or disappointment of the game makes the fans get a little unpredictable.
Emotions do get high when the game is on the line.
And when things go bad, they go bad big.
Let's look at all the craziest stadium crimes captured on camera from the stands to the field.
Oh my, oh my. Oh, they're going at it. And he's a big boy.
Oh, this is fight.
Oh my gosh.
Fight night.
Oh, they're going at it. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, there are multiple people. There's a voice of reason there. She's like, stop it.
Game fights. Oh,
so
he's
now
all bleeding.
security comes.
He's bleeding from his mouth.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. There were blows landed.
Yeah, there's definitely punches. He's blood all over
really
him.
landed. Oh my. 49ers versus the Broncos.
Oof.
Not the car, but the team.
Ah, that's correct. I've been to a Dodgers game before and a fight broke out right in front of me like that too.
Oh
I mean,
my
when
God.
people are drinking and they're passionate about their sports, these fights do happen. I'm sure our viewers out there have seen it. Comment below if you have, but I personally have seen it. I was at a Dodgers game, fight broke out, the person got ejected.
No way.
But this one was this is one of the biggest fights I've seen just in how many people are involved in it.
Yeah.
But that guy got definitely got beat up.
I mean, I don't know who started the fight. I don't know what happened, how this instigated, but clearly he was the losing party of this fight.
Yeah.
He looked very bloody, but he was going up
could have
against
just been
him.
like a bunch of hot dog ketchup or something. I don't know. Maybe he's a sloppy eater. I don't know.
He just had a sloppy Joe.
That was definitely blood. He definitely got his butt kicked.
This also creates a danger for everyone that's around them because you're in these stands. It's not like you can like walk up and leave. You're kind of packed in there like sardines. And when a fight breaks out, where do you go?
Yeah, there's not a lot of places to go.
That would be me. I would be looking for, like, I do not like physical pain in any way. I prefer to sue, not to punch. You know, I punch with a lawsuit.
Lawyer. That's a lawyer talking for you right
I'm just telling you, my hands are delicate. I could not risk any injury to these bad boys.
I can't even imagine seeing you at a sports game. Let's be honest.
I like going to sports games. I love the sports.
Oh, okay.
With the 49ers and the Broncos, not the car.
Yeah, not the car. Not the car.
I've never been to a football game in my life.
Things can always get really crazy when the away team decides to show up in the home team section. Not a good idea.
Yeah, just stick to your section. Be around your mates, you know what I mean? I don't think that the home and away fans should mingle because it just increases the risks and the likelihood something like this could occur.
Now I got a funny story. When I was taking the LSAT, the test you take, before you go to law school, I was so focused on doing well on that test that I didn't think about what I was wearing. And after the test, I had scheduled to go to the Rose Bowl for USC versus UCLA. I went to USC for undergrad. I didn't realize I was wearing a baby blue shirt. And so when I showed up and it's a sea of red, I was wearing blue and everyone was going boo, boo, and screaming at me.
You're kidding.
And I was like, no, I go to school here. I go to school here. But I was so focused on the test that I didn't even think about what I was wearing that day.
Crazy.
So it is, trust me, I had a taste of that. You never want to be,
my God.
You never want to be the one person in the section that's in the wrong section. So Ugo, obviously with any type of fight, one of the main arguments people will say in their defense is, of course, self-defense. In this sort of situation where you have almost a mob breaking out,
oh my God.
How do we determine if self-defense can actually be used?
It is really difficult in these type of situations because it's hard to know who the instigators are, you know what I mean? And it's easy to get sucked into a fight. So I've never been in a fight, but I've been in a fight. When I was in high school, I was minding my own business, walking to class, just me listening to Hoobastank in my headphones. This is back when headphones had cords.
Oh, wow.
I know, Gen Z has no idea what I'm talking about.
Man.
And I was on my way to school and a fight broke out in this hallway to go to school. I got like a tornado. I was now engulfed in this fight. It was my first and only fight that I've ever been in. Never threw a punch. But ever since then, I got street cred. Like, oh yeah, I've been in a fight, but I never took a hit.
Oh, dang. All right. Don't mess with Ugo.
Bam. I digress.
When something breaks into a mob like this, what's the difficulty in proving it in this situation?
It's always going to be your ability to prove that you are not an instigator because instigators are not able to hide behind the shield of self-defense. Without video evidence of seeing what happened in the beginning, it's very challenging to prove.
We'd have to rely on the video evidence, witnesses. To determine who the instigator was. And another thing to keep in mind too, even if you did act in self-defense because an instigator went to attack you, once you've already defended yourself, and if you continue to go beyond that, you are actually now the instigator. So 100%. For example, if someone hits you and you hit them back in self-defense, but then you decide to keep hitting them 20 more times, you are now the person who's instigating. You are now the person who is going to be found at fault. It's no longer self-defense the moment that you are able to safely retreat from the situation or safely defend yourself. Okay, let's jump into the next crazy video.
Let's go.
Chaos during the Copa America final at Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh yes, this just happened. I remember this.
I don't remember this.
Oh
what
yeah.
happened?
What a wild scene that it was here yesterday. We're talking about a number of unruly fans that just stormed the gates here at Hard Rock Stadium. It was a sellout crowd, and there were many fans who paid thousands of dollars for tickets.
Thousands. They spent so much money.
Take a look.
This is a very big game.
Okay. Okay, seems like a party. Seems like everyone's having fun.
I don't have ticket, but I'm gonna get in. For sure, I'm gonna get in. I swear to God.
Oh no.
Complete chaos when the gates opened.
No.
People rushing security, overtaking ticket staff
Oh
as police struggled
no.
to catch the unruly fans.
Oh my God.
Fans could be seen climbing through vents.
You've got to be kidding me.
This is crazy.
Buy a ticket.
And this was the escalation inside the stadium.
Wow.
Destroyed
Wow.
and trashed.
Oh my God.
Some rightful ticket owners were forced to wait outside, not getting into a game they paid a lot of money for.
Oh no.
And as for those fans who paid for tickets and weren't able to get in, Hard Rock Stadium saying in a statement that they will work with those ticket holders who could not get inside and address their individual concerns.
So what happened here, people spent thousands of dollars. Some people spent up to $10,000 I was hearing on these tickets for this game. And because all of these people without tickets rushed the stadium, some people didn't even get in. And so they spent all this money. They weren't even able to get to their seats. It was like pandemonium.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I don't blame, I would be very upset if I paid for a ticket.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden there was somebody sitting in my seat, but they looked like sardines in there. It looked like a fire hazard.
It was completely not like, it was overrun by fans, and it was not a controlled situation at all.
I mean, obviously, tell our audience about trespassing.
In the most simplest terms, trespassing is entering onto property that you don't have permission to go on, right?
Exactly.
If you have a ticket, then you've purchased a right to go onto this property, to go to this stadium.
Yes, you're
but
now
if
an
you
invited
don't,
guest.
if you don't, then you are trespassing.
100%.
So all those people going through the air vents, they're rushing the stadium,
The
they are
air
trespassing.
vents, Michael.
That's crazy.
First of all, you don't even know where that goes.
Right.
You are going up in an air vent, hoping for the best.
Those are true fans, man.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy. There's a lot of concerns here. You know, you got
I
the
bet the police
trespassing.
wants to talk to that man. That man was like, I'm going in there no matter what. I don't have a ticket, but I guarantee you I am going in there.
Yeah.
That is every lawyer's worst nightmare on the news.
I didn't mean to trespass.
Right.
Exhibit A.
In terms of the people who bought tickets that were not able to get inside the arena, what type of recourse do they have?
Oh, well, absolutely. They're going to be able to sue to get their money back. When you purchase a ticket, it's a contract, right? I'm purchasing to be able to go to this event, to sit at this spot. If they don't fulfill their side of the bargain, then you have a right to sue.
The one thing that you may not be able to sue for are incidental damages if the issue was not caused by the venue. You see what I'm saying? Okay, let's break that down.
Yeah.
What if you flew into Miami, rented an Airbnb for the specific purpose of going to this game, and now you are not even able to see the game? Now you have all these expenses that you incurred to enjoy this particular moment. If this issue was not caused by the stadium, that is, if you just have people that said, listen, the tickets are expensive and I'm gonna rush this stadium, I'm getting in, that's not the venue's fault. It looks like they hired normal security, right? Which for ordinary purposes would be fine. If they were overrun by bad actors, not necessarily overrun because of a lack of security, then it's not gonna be the venue's fault. Therefore, you won't be able to get incidental damages. You won't be able to get refunds for your plane tickets or your Airbnb, all that, unless you can prove that the stadium was at fault.
We don't know the answer of this just by watching the video. Their lawyer is going to argue for sure that they didn't have the proper amount of security, that they were on notice that something could happen during this event, that crowds were surging prior to it, and probably showing Exhibit A of that guy going going, I'm gonna storm the place. But the stadium is gonna make the argument that, no, we weren't on any warning that this was gonna be any different than any other stadium experience, and we had the best security like we normally do, and so we shouldn't be liable for these incidental charges.
The good rule of thumb for any lawyer is always ask for everything in the kitchen sink. And that is why it's important to know that if you ever believe that you have a case, what should they do?
You should check out ithinkIhaveacase.com.
Link in the description.
On top of the fact that they're trespassing here, it looks like people did get hurt. People are getting hurt. The actor that caused those injuries, you know, if they trampled over the person or pushed them or whatever, is gonna be liable for any damages that happen to that individual person. But as you know, when things get crazy like this, it's hard to pinpoint who did it. So it comes down to more, can you prove that a certain individual caused the harm that occurred to you? And it can be very tough.
We've seen with what happened on January 6th that there are police officers and law enforcement that is willing to review security footage, zoom in order to determine exactly who did what. So yes, it would be challenging, but it absolutely is possible that people are able to find out, oh my God, we saw that escalator. That escalator was destroyed. They can find out who did that. And they can absolutely be charged. And just breaking and entering alone is the crime. But if you're destroying property while you're there, these are more charges. Do not do this.
Property damage can get you in both civil and criminal trouble.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and watch this next video.
All right, let's do it.
Mascot stunt gone wrong. UFC superstar Conor McGregor tend to slug the Miami Heat mascot pre-planned skit during the NBA Finals, but he ended up sending him to the ER.
Bernie appeared in boxing gear, ready to confront him. Then came the first punch, a left hook, followed by this, this time with Bernie on the ground. The result, something the organizers of the prank hadn't planned on. The performer playing Bernie taken to a local emergency.
Wow, look at him being dragged off. That's terrible. He's knocked out. Can you imagine taking a hit by Conor McGregor?
I could not imagine. Again, I avoid pain at all costs. I could not imagine taking a hit from Conor McGregor.
So this was supposed to be a skit for halftime. Apparently McGregor was never even supposed to throw a punch.
Oh no, see that changes it. If he wasn't even supposed to be throwing a punch and got too into the skit, then he was not doing what he was supposed to do. And keep in mind, he is a professional boxer. His punches could be lethal.
I feel so bad for Bernie.
Oh my God, but listen, the mascot was wearing boxing gloves, right? An opponent is an opponent, and it seems like Conor McGregor only has one speed when it comes to throwing hands.
Yeah, he definitely stayed down for the full 10 count. That was crazy. As long as Bernie is safe now, which it sounds like he probably will be or is now, he's got a story to tell. That's not too many people can say that they took a punch from Conor McGregor.
Yes, that they were knocked out by the Conor McGregor. Woo.
So the guy inside the suit had to be taken to the hospital after this. Even 9 inches of cotton padding couldn't soften the hook from McGregor.
I would never want to be in that position. I'm sure that all the people in the stands were impressed with the mascot's acting until they realized he was not acting anymore.
No, he was not. Did you see him getting dragged out? They didn't even get them on a stretcher. They just literally just dragged his legs.
If I was the audience, I would think it's part of the skit. I'd be like, no, there's no way that he just...
it looked like a cartoon character getting dragged off.
Oh my gosh, the poor guy.
Now, the organizers said that they hadn't planned any sort of punch to come from Conor McGregor. So the fact that McGregor did punch this mascot does open him up to liability. Had the mascot actually agreed to get into a little boxing match with McGregor, there could be an argument that he assumed the risk. McGregor threw some pretty strong punches here, and if they were not expected at all, then McGregor is not doing what he was paid to do. And put this poor mascot
in the hospital. And here's the thing, like, we know that if you get injured at work, there is a relief for that. It's called workers' comp. And workers' comp will cover your injuries that you sustain while you're at work for any reasonable and foreseeable activity. Now, if you have a skit, everything that is foreseeable is going to be what is in the script. But what is not foreseeable is that someone would go off script who is a professional boxer and throw one of his famous punches. I'm pretty sure the mascot would not have agreed ahead of time to receive a blow from Conor McGregor if they had written that in the script. And because it was not written in the script, even though technically he could still get some compensation from workers' comp, the big money is going to be going after Conor McGregor.
The deep pockets, yep.
The deep pockets. He took it too far.
He took it too far. That Mascot does not get paid enough to get hit by Conor McGregor.
Twice.
Yeah.
Oh my
that's
God,
crazy.
twice.
Oof. So there's a legal myth that you need to register your hands as a lethal weapon. If you're a boxer like Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather, that's actually not true here in the US. But if you're one of those fighters, it could be determined that you deserve a harsher punishment if you use them inappropriately because you know that your hands can cause more damage than the average person. So a jury or a judge could consider it similar to using some sort of weapon, and that could lead to a harsher charge. But there's no requirement that they need to register them with any sort of government or entity.
Are you sure? Because I didn't have a permit for this bad boy right here.
Gosh, not that. That's my dad's joke. Did you buy tickets to the gun show? I know that one. All right, let's hop into the next video.
Let's go.
We do begin today with an update on police charges filed related to a fall Penn State football tailgate party that led to a police helicopter incident. You might remember this.
Police helicopter.
Well, Casey, 4 Penn State students have been charged with charges related to alcohol. Police say that basically they were selling alcohol to minors. The charge inside of Beaver Stadium for the Ohio State Penn State game back on October 29th.
Oh
Gosh, look at everything flying.
Why is it so close?
Use of low-flying state police helicopter to try and disperse the crowd.
Wow.
Video of the helicopter.
I've never even seen the stunt.
I don't even know if this is a good idea.
That's a terrible idea. I mean,
This is.
Windy out here. More
Maybe there's a helicopter.
he's got a helicopter flying over him
nearby.
right now. So this is apparently in response to police getting tips that minors were drinking at a tailgating party. Bet this sobered them up pretty quickly, though.
Nothing says sober like a low-flying helicopter and tents flying around you left and right. The low helicopter strategy of crowd disbursement was seen as controversial by the community, and I think we can all see why.
Yeah, definitely controversial. I don't see how this is a safe option at all.
I think that the police made a mistake. I do not believe that this is the best way to attempt to disperse a crowd because it is actually potentially
It
dangerous.
looks highly dangerous. I
Are
mean,
you
things
kidding?
are flying everywhere. There's a tent flying. If that hits someone in the eye, the head, knock them
Exactly.
out. There's just, I can't even understand how the police department thought this was a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have no idea who authorized this because
This is
as
crazy.
a lawyer, I'm salivating. I'm looking at this
Yeah.
and I'm saying, well, if you are injured by the police helicopter,
Yeah.
give us a call. It's like, go to IThinkIHaveACase.com if you were there. There are other ways, and I imagine cheaper ways too, disperse a crowd than to low fly a helicopter, hoping all of the wind and the debris is going to be such an adjutant that it will cause them to leave. It is a terrible
It seems
thing.
way too uncontrolled and not the safest way by any means to disperse of a crowd.
Listen, at the end of the day, the people that end up going to be paying are the taxpayers because it's this type of activity that causes lawsuits. Again, as a plaintiff's attorney, I am seeing that this was a large crowd. So we're talking, this could potentially even be a multi-person litigation, potentially even a class action, depending if this is a widespread practice. This could end up costing the taxpayers a tremendous amount of money. They should have lawyers in the police stations and like before they just like run it by like, hey guys,
is this
we're
a
about
good
to,
idea? Flying
about to
helicopter.
deploy the helicopter. Is it okay?
No! When police have different options on how to deal with the situation, they should always be taking the safer option and not immediately going to the most aggressive. As we know, bad consequences can happen when police choose the most aggressive options when safer options are available.
100%. And there was nothing indicating that this crowd was dangerous. I mean, we only saw a clip, so it's hard to say definitively, but I'm sure if they would have deployed officers to that location, they could have safely dispersed this crowd.
I mean, nothing's gonna make minors stop drinking than seeing a police officer.
Exactly.
I mean, the moment they see a police officer, they're
gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
So
I mean, I don't know this from experience, but I'm just saying.
But it's just interesting to me that the focus of this entire video was college kids who were charged with serving alcohol to minors, and no discussion about how crazy it was to have a helicopter flying that close to people.
Honestly.
Like, a normal day in the town.
And they're talking about the people, yo, this person was arrested and this person was, does no one see the helicopter?
Yeah.
Are we ignoring there's a giant helicopter on TV?
It's crazy.
That is insane. He's like, God, boy, it's really windy because the helicopter is still there, sir.
All right, that was crazy, but let's fly over to the next video.
But you're proud of yourself about that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. What is happening?
Oh,
man.
We have a streaker.
Oh.
We have a streaker, ladies and gentlemen. We have a streaker.
Party foul.
Oh, why would
he slid
He
the base?
slid naked?
Ooh, that would hurt.
Painful.
Oh, now he's getting tackled.
I tell you right now, if I was these security guards, I would not want to touch him. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah. That's super funny, but there's some definite legal consequences for doing that.
100%, 100%. You know, it's interesting because streaking becomes very popular when it's around big sporting events, such as the Super Bowl. And believe you me, there are individuals who are prepared and ready for anyone to run onto that field.
There are some real legal consequences for doing it. There's indecent exposure. The other really serious charge involves if minors are around, right?
Exactly.
And normally at sporting events, there are minors around. So it is not smart to go streaking and show all your naughty bits.
No, just flop it in the wind. You can't be doing things like that. It is not a good idea.
Unless you want to go to jail.
You go to jail. They don't send you back to your seats. They're not like, yes.
Yeah, they're not like, sir, here's your underwear and please sit back in your seat.
Exactly.
They go,
don't
sir, you're sitting in the back of this car and we're gonna take you over to the holding cell.
Yeah, don't do this. Like, there's no reason.
Just stay in your house if you want to walk around naked. When you are going to games, just enjoy your drinks, sit in your chair, and enjoy what you paid money to go there for.
Exactly.
Watch a game. Don't start taking off your pants,
running
through the stadium, or fighting with the guy next to you. Unless his name is Ugo, then you can definitely get in a fight with him because he's only been in one fight and he's never, ever won. I don't know. Let me go back. Don't go start taking off your pants, running through the crowd, starting fights. We don't need that, okay? I just want to enjoy my game in peace.
Make the right decision, folks. Make sure that you are enjoying the game, not becoming a part of someone else's game.
I guess it goes to show that sometimes the most exciting thing at a game might not even be happening on the field.
I still don't understand why people get naked.
So just enjoy the game and keep your pants on, please.
And like and subscribe.